Good day, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Today we have an article from HollywoodReporter.com, and it's titled, Is Baby Yoda the Future of Star Wars? If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing to the channel. Helps out a lot. But let's get into it. The child's inherent cuteness may be very distracting for viewers from the fact that his presence paves the way for something bigger than Season 1 of The Mandalorian. If you're watching The Mandalorian, or even have a passing knowledge of it, then you're undoubtedly aware of the inescapable presence of the child, which the web has dubbed Baby Yoda. For lack of a better term, though I'm trying to make my best to make yodeling stick. I don't like yodeling. This little creature now shares a namesake with the iconic Jedi Master performed by Frank Oz. Like the Porgs in The Last Jedi, or Baby Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy, Baby Yoda has captured the hearts of fandom, which means merchandising opportunities abound. Given how profitable the business of Star Wars merch has become and welcomed, and despite the fact that 36 years ago George Lucas was criticized for this very effort when he introduced the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi, the popularity of Baby Yoda doesn't come as a surprise. Expect copies upon copies of this little green guy's stocking shelves this holiday season. But Baby Yoda is more than a marketing ploy. He's an integral storytelling piece within The Mandalorian, one whose copied image on social media and within department stores may ironically be an answer to what is now the Disney Plus series' greatest mystery. In the third episode of The Mandalorian, The Sin, directed by Deborah Chow, the Mandalorian makes good on his bounty, delivering Baby Yoda to the client and Dr. Pershing with a guilty conscience. At this point, we've yet to learn what the client, who has imperial connections and wears the insignia of the fallen empire around his neck, wants with the yodeling. I don't like that word yodeling. I like Baby Yoda better. But there's a line in the latest episode in which the client says to Dr. Pershing, extract the necessary material and be done with it in regards to the child. Perhaps showrunner Jon Favreau, in an effort to fall back on Lucas's work, is intending for this material to be midi-chlorians, microscopic life forms tied to force potential. What seems even more probable is that the client is talking about genetic material. Cloning is an integral part of Star Wars canon, yet despite that fact, it hasn't played a prominent role outside of the prequel films and the animated series The Clone Wars. It's not only plausible that the client is hoping to clone Baby Yoda in an effort for the remnants of the Empire to have their own force-wielding weapon, but it would be thematically fitting. The most well-known Mandalorian in the Star Wars universe is Boba Fett, a clone of Jango Fett, whose genetic material was used to create the clone troopers that ultimately became the first iteration of the stormtroopers before the Empire began accepting civilian applications to fill their ranks. Given the cyclical and parallel nature of storytelling in the Star Wars universe, it would make sense for a Mandalorian, whose existence will forever be associated with bounty hunting, clone among fandom, will be tasked with caring for a child who the Empire seeks to copy. Another thing to note when it comes to Baby Yoda is that he is 50 years old, as revealed in the pilot episode. Is it possible that Baby Yoda has a more literal meaning than how we've been interpreting it? Cue up 9-inch nails of copy of and hold on. Given his age, Baby Yoda was born or created 41 years before the Battle of Yavin, or the destruction of the Death Star in A New Hope. That means he was born the same year as Anakin Skywalker. Now, if we go with the idea that Baby Yoda is a clone of Yoda, then there's a question of who created him and why. And if he was born a natural birth, then perhaps Qui-Gon Jinn was wrong about the child who would bring balance to the Force when he took Anakin on as his apprentice before his untimely death. What if the entire Skywalker saga lineage was the result of a mistake of one Jedi? It would certainly throw a wrench into the notion of a chosen one that was guided so much of the Star Wars mythos. But it would also fit thematically with Rian Johnson's consideration of heritage in The Last Jedi, in that the power and greatness of the Force, the past and the future, belongs to more than one family. To return to the possibility that Baby Yoda is a clone of Master Yoda, perhaps Jedi Master Sifo Dyas is the key. The mysterious Jedi who foresaw the Republic would need an army, and used Jango Fett to create one in Kamino, could have conceivably foreseen the need for another powerful Jedi like Yoda as well. But where Baby Yoda has been for the past 50 years remains a mystery. There are lots of questions about the process of cloning within this universe that have yet to be explored. And outside of a brief argument between Kylo Ren and General Hux in The Force Awakens about the reliability of clone troopers, they haven't played a part in the sequel trilogy yet. But the existence of this technology and the possibility that it not only replicates the body, but also the prowess in the Force, could have major implications should Baby Yoda be a clone. One of the biggest mysteries heading into Rise of Skywalker is how Palpatine makes his return. The latest trailer suggests that he is more than a Force ghost. Interesting enough, in the now non-canon expanded universe stories that now make up Star Wars Legends, Palpatine did return via spirit transference in a clone body in the comic series Dark Empire. Given that the current Star Wars canon has pulled certain elements from Legends into the current continuity, and that cloning seems to be a major hanging thread for the Sith given their fear of death, it stands to reason that cloning could play a major part in the Rise of Skywalker. There's even some speculation that Rey herself is a female clone of Palpatine. Whatever the case, the mystery of Baby Yoda could be integral to the conclusion of the Skywalker saga. So far we've been looking at The Mandalorian as its own story, one that's part of canon but separate from Jedi, Sith, and story of Skywalkers. But perhaps it's more than that. Every piece of Star Wars media that exists in canon, from comics to video games, has had a greater impact on the story at large. And the idea that the first live-action Star Wars series wouldn't be in current conversation within the current films seems suspect. Baby Yoda's inherent cuteness may be distracting us from the fact that his existence paves the way for the future of Star Wars and potentially its biggest threat. So, what do you think about Baby Yoda? Like, that's cute. It looks like kind of like a green version of Gizmo from the Gremlins. Cute like that, even the ears and stuff like that. I don't know how anyone can not love that little face. Well, what do you think? Do you think this is a bigger story than just The Mandalorian? Do you think it's going to tie into The Rise of Skywalker? Because The Rise of Skywalker comes out December 20th, and I forget when the last episode of The Mandalorian is, but it's around that time. Not sure if it's that Friday or the Friday after. Could be the Friday after, but I don't remember. But let me know what you guys think about if this will tie into actual Star Wars, or if it's just a story outside of the Skywalker saga. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Take care, and have an awesome day.